We have another tipping controversy. Son of a... I mean, what is going on? You know, all these guilt tips, not a guilt trip, it's a guilt tip. You know, where they flip the little screen around to you. You're just picking up a burger. You're walking in and you're just picking up a takeout order. And now, you know, all the suggestions on the screens, what do you want to tip? And it's not 10%, it's not 15%. They're like starting at 20% now. You want to tip 20%, 22%, 20%? No, I don't want to tip anything. I'm walking up to a fast food counter, picking up a bag, and I'm getting back into my car. I don't want to tip anything. No, the issue is there's so much guilt tipping that's going on. We've talked about this numerous times on the show, but now there's a whole new angle that is infuriating people. But do you know how many people get sucked into this tipping? I mean, the whole culture is changing. Places where you never tipped, now you're being guilted into having to fork over more money for a tip when you really shouldn't have to tip. I'm like, Chloe, you're a sucker. Chloe, you're such a sucker. Like, I've been with you, and you're like, how much should we tip? 0! If a server is doing a phenomenal job in a restaurant, yes, I tip them at least 20% on tax. I tip them at least 20%.
Well, sometimes you'll, like, yell at me for spending too much money. So, like, where were we the other day? I don't know where we were. Just getting smoothies somewhere. And a screen came up to tip. And I kind of just, like, tapped you subtly to do it yourself because I didn't want to do it in front of you.
You can't hit the 0?
Because I would hit $10 tip.
The smoothies are great, but the smoothies are $9.99 a piece. No tip. The smoothies are expensive enough.
I know, but they make them.
That's their job.
And they get paid for it. You know what happens every 2 weeks? They get a paycheck.
They're getting so expensive, you're not going to be able to afford the smoothie. You're just going to... You'll only be able to pay for it, just the tip.
Yes.
Great, thank you, Roxanne. Thank you.
It's real funny, right?
Yes, dirty Roxanne over here.
Hey, Andrew, isolate that.
Yeah, please do that as well. Put that on the wall of Roxanne. We'll add that. So here's the latest tipping issue. Tipping at self-checkout. You're self-checking out and a tip screen comes up. Who the hell are you tipping if you're self-checking out somewhere?
They're trying to prime us to tip robots. That's what this is.
Oh my! See, AI, it's going to destroy humanity. Mike, listen to this. Tip cues. That's what it's called. When you're cued to tip. You know, they flip that iPad around, that little point-to-sale screen around, and tip. And then they're upping, I'm telling you, the suggestion. They're upping the suggestion. They're starting at a higher number. And the issue is that so many people get guilted into tipping. Tip if service was exemplary. But I'm sorry, if I'm just picking up something at a fast food place, I'm not tipping. I'm sorry.
There's a donut shop near my house, which I go to, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 times a week.
They used tongs and picked up 3 donuts and they want a tip?
You swipe the card or you put your chip in, then they turn the screen around. There's like 4 boxes of tips.
So here's the latest. Tip queues are becoming more common at digital self-checkout kiosks. But customers are unsure where the money is going. Is the prompt even necessary? The issue highlights a bigger phenomenon, tipping fatigue. Self-checkout machines at cafes, sports stadiums, airports. Roxanne, remember, you ripped off a sandwich at the Charlotte Douglas Airport.
I'm proud of it now.
Yeah.
Roxanne, Robin Hood type of deal.
Well, you were trying to handle your little kids, and didn't you stick like a sandwich under your arm?
Yeah, I did.
And then you forgot, and you walked away without paying for the sandwich.
Yes, because no one's there to help you, so you're just like juggling all these items.
But again, you grab your item, and then it's a self-checkout, and these self-checkout places are asking for tips now.
No tip. You made me steal. I mean, you couldn't even help me so much. I had to walk away with half your product.
What is going on here? You know, let's grab some phones on this. Let's go to phones. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. So if you want to call in about the whole forced tipping or the cue to tip, what awkward situations were you in, or what have you been prompted to tip on where you shouldn't have to tip? You know, you go into one of these new cookie places that are popping up all over the place.
Those are good.
Again, They used a piece of wax paper to grab a cookie and put it in a bag. What, you want $5 tip for getting a cookie out of a bin? Yeah.
That's why I liked the olden days so much, because you would,
What, the olden days? Like what?
like my olden days.
Like 2009?
Like when I would have cash and, you would get change back and you had coins and they had a little tip jar and you're not going to use coins.
Yeah.
Like who uses coins
Or
anymore?
the cutesy-wootsy little sign, the college fund, right?
Yeah.
On the tip jar, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to phones on this. But also, let's talk about, again, the reason why we're bringing up the tipping issue again. We're not new to this. We've talked about this numerous times. But now it's the self-checkout kiosks that are prompting people for a tip. Who the hell are you tipping? Am I tipping this touch screen? Who am I? I'm tipping the screen that's asking me for a tip.
Thank you very much for your tip.
Yet maybe you should tip, and then the tip should be a deduction against what you just bought because you just did the work.
All right, let's grab calls. Every line is ringing. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. All right, while Andrew's screening, we'll go straight away to calls. First, though, don't forget Aerosmith tickets in the 9 o'clock hour. Keep listening. You always want to listen to the whole show. We do some of our best work in the 9 o'clock hour. So Operation MJ9, make sure you listen all the way through the 7. We're coming up on the 8 o'clock. Keep listening to the 8 o'clock hour, and make sure you listen every day to the 9 o'clock hour. And the tech is there. Listen on the apps. Listen on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Listen on the iHeart app. Listen on TuneIn. Just type in, search for Q105 Tampa, and you can listen to us on your phone, desktop computer, laptop at work. Go to MJMorningshow.com. Click on the Listen Live button, upper right-hand corner, and you can listen right out of your computer speakers at work. Or use your earbuds, or whatever you have to do. So make sure you're listening to the entire MJ Morning Show every single day. We'll reward you with Aerosmith tickets in the 9 o'clock hour. And then starting on Monday, and this is big, starting Monday, we give away 40 Microsoft Surface Pro 8 tablets, thanks to twocollegebrothers.com. That's twocollegebrothers.com. Don, the IT guy, he helped us secure these.
Yes.
He went to his Microsoft wholesaler. We got 40 of these Microsoft Surface tablets, and these listed at $1,100 a piece. Intel inside. These are full Windows tablets. And we start giving them away Monday morning in the 6 a.m. hour, and then every hour of the show, 6, 7, 8, 9 a.m., next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's the first 20. And then we give away the next 20 the following week. 2 weeks. Solid. Tablet Tag is back. Brought to you by twocollegebrothers.com on the MJ Morning Show. All right, let's go to phones on this whole tipping issue. And the new twist is that self-checkout is asking for a tip now. Let's grab Sandra up first in PP. That's who just left?
I'm sorry.
I've lived here my whole life, practically. I've never heard Pinellas Park referred to as PP.
Yeah, we're going to PP.
P-squared.
Let's go to PP right now.
Okay.
All right, hey, Sandra, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi there. I recently had a repair done on my dryer, which it needed a new fuse. And the fuse part was $45, and the repair under.
Hold on. Your phone is zoning out. All right, so hold on. The fuse was $45, and then the
Can you
labor.
hear me?
Yeah, now I can. So the fuse was $45. The labor cost was how much?
$245.
Wow. So you're in for what, $290 at this point, right?
Right. And then the repair guy hands me the little Apple screen or whatever it was he was
Yeah,
using.
probably an iPad.
Card, and he says, "Any tip?" And I'm like, no tip, sorry.
Wait, $300 for a dryer fuse? And the repair guy, what is going on with our culture that everyone expects to get tipped now?
Yeah.
My God.
Exactly.
When I go through the SunPass reader, is the SunPass reader going to ask me for a tip next?
I couldn't believe it.
All right, so did you notice a discernible change in his attitude when you said, no tip for you?
Well, I was nicer about it, but in my mind I was thinking, what the F?
Yeah, wow. All right, Sandra, thanks. See, this is a perfect phone call. Sandra, first call. You're perfect, Sandra.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Have a good day.
Hey, Sandra, you listen to the show every day?
Yes, I do.
All right. Hey, yesterday, let me just ask you something. Were you listening about this time yesterday?
Yes.
All right. we turned a little dark yesterday with the.
How many murders have you walked by in your life?
Were you okay with our segment yesterday, or was it all right?
Yes.
Like, because listen, we changed things up. You never know what's going to happen. But yesterday, I'm like,
It had a different vibe to it yesterday.
I wonder if listeners like this segment that we did yesterday around this time. And I'm always concerned. Sandra, thanks for the call.
You're welcome.
But Sandra said she liked it. Hey,
That's all I need.
Sandra liked it. We're good.
It. All right, Zachary in Homosassa. Hey, Zach, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Oh, yes. I was at Crumble.
The cookie place.
Yeah, that's what.
That's
good.
That's one of the hottest. I've never been to Crumble.
Oh, you got to go.
No,
There's
we've
one.
never been. Let's
Yeah.
go though.
Go. There's one right off of. Go on your next Costco trip.
They're all over the place.
Yeah, well, it's one of the hottest franchises in the country right now. These Crumble cookie places are popping up everywhere. All right, so Zachary, you're at a Crumble cookie joint. What happened?
Yeah, all they did was box the cookies, and then they asked for a tip.
Yeah, see, I got a problem with that. The cookies aren't cheap, right? So, I mean, and then you want a tip to put a cookie in a box?
Yeah, it was like $30 for 6 cookies.
Yeah, and then they want to tip. Yeah, I'm sorry. See, that's an example. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be guilted into tipping on that. Zach, thanks for the call.
I agree.
I think I've just discovered how far I'll go not to buy a cookie. $5 a cookie seems like a lot of money.
But they're really big.
Are they
They're really
big
big and they're
cookies?
really
I mean,
good.
Are they as big as like a dinner plate?
They're the size of your torso.
Okay,
Yeah, they
okay,
are.
that's worth $5.
Those
All
are,
right.
yeah.
All right, I've never been to Crumble. All right, Bobby, or is it Booby?
Let's go with Booby.
All right, hello.
Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
Hey, it's misspelled on my screen. Bobby in Newport Richie, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi. This thing gets me so upset. Why don't these business owners pay their people correctly so they don't have to embarrass nice people like your daughter into having to pay a tip?
Yeah, you've heard of a guilt trip. It's guilt tip, and I'm not going to be part of it. Listen, Bobby, very good point.
Yeah.
All right, Bobby, thanks for the call.
Thanks, Booby.
Bubba's in Lakeland. Hey, buddy, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Hey, so just me and a friend were talking about this the other night. We went to a buffet and we're sitting there, and they came around and had a little tip section, and we're like,
Well, hold on, you're doing all the work at a buffet, and they wanted a tip at checkout?
yeah, I was sitting there.
Wait a sec, though. Hold on, did a server come around to refill your water and ask if everything was okay?
Twice.
Okay, well
Within
then,
the hour we were there.
all right. So listen, that might be worth a couple of bucks. There was a great guy at Sweet Tomatoes for 25 years, Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, does anyone know where Jeffrey is that worked at Sweet Tomatoes for 2 decades? If anyone knows where Jeffrey is, the coolest guy.
Wait, want to have him over the house?
I would. I'd like
Okay,
to. I'd like
you
to have
invite him over?
Jeffrey, formerly of Sweet Tomatoes in South Tampa. I'd like to have him over for dinner. But I used to tip Jeffrey all the time, or whoever, because they would come around. They would say, "Hey, do you need anything else? Do you want me to refill your soup? Can I get you some water?" Yeah, so I would leave a tip for that. So yeah, listen, at a buffet, if there is some service, Bubba, I would say, I don't mind leaving a little tip there. 20% probably not, but a couple of bucks, yes.
And it's like another thing. I'm a tow truck driver, and I know a guy. I mean, he gets so aggravated when he doesn't get a tip, and I'm like, man, you got to realize somebody just broke down, and the last thing they want to do is give you $10 and go spend $500 to get the car fixed.
All right, so you're a record driver, and you have another fellow record driver that gets angry when he doesn't get tipped?
Oh yeah, I hear about it every day.
All right.
Like, man, I just did all that. I was like, wow.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you listening to the show. Let's grab Edward in Zephyr Hills. I'm laughing at something else. Edward, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
How you doing, MJ?
We're doing fine. All right, so this whole tipping stuff now, and the reason why I'm bringing it up is now the new twist is self-checkout tip requests. I mean, come on. All right, go ahead, Ed.
All right, so me, my fiance, and our daughter, we went to a buffet about a week ago. We had it right at the checkout and everything, and I'm going to sign the paycheck, the check and everything. Sure enough, I look at the bottom. Do you want to leave a tip? And I look at the guy, and I'm like, it's to go, or why the hell am I leaving a tip?
I see, yeah. To go, or absolutely. But listen, Michelle and I and Julian, I don't know, a month ago, when Julian was home for a little stretch, we went out to Fred's Marketplace Buffet out in Plant City. I love Fred's Marketplace Buffet.
Yeah, it's a great place.
And listen,
It's
the server. Listen, you're in Zephyr Hills. You've probably been there. So listen, the server. We had a great server that came to our table 5 times, asking if we needed anything, bringing Michelle more iced tea. Yeah, I'm going to tip on that, even though it's a buffet, and I'm going up to Fred's Buffet. I'm packing it up with fried chicken and collard greens, and I'm going to leave a tip if the server is assisting and doing a great job. So
I agree.
In that case, I will tip. But a takeout, I'm sorry, no tip. For a takeout. Hey, Ed, thanks for the call, buddy. Really, Kettle? Kettles?
Oh, Kettle. Is this my Kettle?
Yeah, Kettle is in Wesley Chapel. Hello, Kettle.
I'm a friend of Roxanne.
Oh, really?
Hi, Kettle.
No, really.
Good morning.
What's your real first name?
It's Maggie.
And you're really a friend of Roxanne's?
No, I just like her girlfriend.
Oh, you like that?
Thank you, Maggie.
You like that Fester, Froggy, and myself. We expose our entire lives on the air.
Oh, I don't know about all that.
But Roxanne has a problem with mentioning her friends' real names. So every friend or every story that includes a Roxanne friend, the friend's name is Kettle.
Well,
And I like that. It's called privacy.
yeah, exactly. Maggie, you, me, and Kettle can go do something sometime together.
Nice.
How about that?
Next, we're going to have Denise.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, Roxanne's friend, Dunice. Yeah, all right.
That's another good one. I thought Wahlberga maybe, but that's a little rough.
All right, go ahead, Kettle.
I just wanted to respond to the, like when asked, would you like to leave a tip? I just find it so pushy that I kind of smart, but I will say, sure, yeah, no problem. Here you go. Never spit against the wind. Mm-hmm. That's the tip I do.
You've suddenly become the worst person in the world. You know that, right? That's a real.
Well, when asked,
Would you like to leave a tip and you just give them a life tip?
yeah, for sure. They weren't specific. A money tip, that would make it even worse if they said, can you leave me some money? Are you going to leave me some money?
Would you like to leave a tip? Yeah. Buy low, sell high.
Yeah.
There you go.
Here's a tip. Don't ask me for a tip.
Don't throw away your eggshells. You can use them in your garden. I mean, come on.
Don't ask for a tip and
You don't have to change your oil every 3,000 miles anymore, especially with all the synthetic oil products out there. Yeah, there's your tip for the day.
Chances are generic is good as name brand. Save some money
You
at the
guys have a
store.
good morning.
You have a great morning as well. Great calls today. This is fantastic.
That last one sucked. I mean, she said smoking will kill you. I mean, it's terrible. Don't give tips.
Melissa's in Brandon. Hey, Melissa, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi.
Hey, Melissa, what's going on?
Well, I was just thinking about the self-service tip thing.
Yep.
I was at Walmart last week buying my groceries, and the screen comes up at the end, but it's not asking for a tip. I mean, they just added it, I guess, between last week and the week before.
Whoa. Hold on. Walmart?
Walmart. But what they're asking for is not a tip. They're asking for a donation to, like, No Child Hungry charity.
Okay, yeah.
That's
right.
different.
Yeah, that's a little different, if they're asking. Yeah, and, like Publix. Publix does campaigns.
Would you like to march a dime or some charity?
Yep.
Or would you like to round up to the nearest dollar for a charity, which I don't have a big problem with, but if they're asking for money, I understand that.
All right, and Melissa?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's my dog.
We hear.
I was surprised.
I thought it was your pet gator.
No.
I thought your husband had anxiety issues in the background.
Yeah, she's very, very sensitive to noises.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's normal.
So Melissa, yeah, that's a little different. Prompting for a charity giveaway. But were you annoyed by it?
No, I was just surprised to see it.
I don't know if you're like one of the types that say F charity. I don't know.
I am.
No, not like that.
Okay,
It's another opportunity for you to say no, though.
Yeah.
MJ.
Well, it is. But I used to always do that with at the veterinarian. They wanted like $1 for the charity. So every time I take my dog in, I'd say, okay, $1,
Appreciate it, Melissa. Have a great day and hope your dog gets a nice bone later. Carol is in Ruskin. Hello, Carol. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, good morning. I listen to you every day. I was listening to the buffet thing, going to a buffet.
Mm-hmm.
I worked at a really busy buffet for 4 years, and I worked harder.
Which buffet?
Never worked. It was called Ozzy's Buffet and Grill in Ruskin.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's no longer in business, but I worked harder there, pulling plates, refilling drinks, and it was like, but I really made good tips. Everybody tipped. So.
Yeah, again, listen, if you're at an all-you-can-eat buffet and there's service and they're filling drinks, yeah, absolutely, you should be tipped, 100%.
And as far as carry-out, where I work now, carry-out, yeah, when people call in, and they want silverware, they want this, they want that, and you're rushing around trying to wait on your table, then get there. Yeah, it's kind of appreciated sometime when they tip.
Yeah, but you kind of expect to get some plasticware for your takeout order.
Well, yeah.
It's not like you're really, going out on a limb.
Well, yeah. Yeah, we should give us.
Man, I got to take this little plastic bag with a knife and a fork and a napkin inside. I got to put this inside their takeout bag. Oh, my God, this is excruciating.
I mean, you want
like the other day, we have people waiting in there like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, my goodness, I'm running back and forth to the window. I'm like, they don't know what I'm doing, but, just a thought there.
Thank you. I appreciate the call. Joe is in Wesley Chapel. Hey, Joe, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
Hey, so Starbucks is driving me crazy. The first question is, do you want to leave a tip?
Yeah.
I love how they came up with that.
Yeah, I think my $9 latte, schmate, blatte, cablatte is enough. Yeah.
That's how much
$40
mine is.
with the family. And then the next thing is now Outback had this bright idea to come to the table with a little reader and say, so you can pay. They used to take the check, but now it's like you got to actually fill it out in front of the server. They don't just hand it to you and walk away.
Oh, right.
So
a lot more restaurants are doing that.
Yeah, when I do ride-alongs with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, the District 5 guys that I ride along with, Sergeant Jeff Catlin, they like going to Texas Roadhouse, and they treat them very nicely there. They get a law enforcement discount, and they bring the reader to the table as well. But they don't loiter. They don't linger. They just drop the reader and just, let you fill it out,
And the reader, they just pressure you into leaving a bigger tip, I think.
Yeah, so, with now coming to the table, you think that maybe it's going to pressure people into leaving a bigger tip?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Gary is in Lutz. Hello, Gary. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, guys. Hey, I absolutely hate this whole thing of I'm not going to name the places, but there's a sandwich shop in Lutz. Great sandwiches, but they start with an 18% tip, and all they're doing is making the sandwich. But then the problem is they get the order wrong. And then last night I went to a new taco place on 54. I decided to dine in instead of takeout. It begins at 18%, and then all they do is they handed me my margarita, but then they give you a little puck, and you have to go get your food, get your plastic. They're not bringing personality, not bringing anything to the table.
Yeah,
I'm over this crap.
Yeah, listen, I do. Michelle is the same. My lovely wife, Michelle, we're both in agreement that we talk about this all the time. We're not going to be sucked into guilt tipping, and you got to know when to say no. No tip. Gary, thanks for the call. All right, two more. Richard is in Valrico. Hello, Richard. Go ahead. Did I lose Richard in Valrico?
Richard?
Richard.
All right.
Richard. All right, so I'm going to put Richard on hold because I hear the line still open. One of our regular callers, Davika's in Tampa. Hello, Davika.
Hi, good morning, guys. Love you guys as usual. A question. I went to Doc Ford's on Sunday with some friends, and when the waiter came back with the bill, they automatically added the tip. Is that even something they should be doing?
Yeah, sometimes they do. How many were in your party?
It was 7 of us.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see parties of 6 or more, they'll add 18% or 20%. Yeah, that happens quite a bit when it's a larger party. They'll automatically, so I've seen that before. That does happen.
And also Cold Stone ice cream. Every time I go there, the guy is like, okay, there'll be some questions to answer. And what do you
What?
Yeah.
What? I got to there'll be questions to answer? I just want a freaking scoop of ice cream. Yes, what was your birth city?
I don't get guilty.
Does heart disease run in your family?
Yes. Davika, I frequent a very, very fancy pizza place near my house, Domino's. And the server will say, okay, so I have one question for you on the screen.
So what about a server? There's no tables in there.
The person behind the register.
The
you walk
counter
in,
person.
So I always call it in. I always pick it up. And they're like, oh, The computer has that.
I think it's like everywhere now you go, you see that with the screen pops up that do you want to tip? I don't tip. That's your job. Like MJ says, it's your job to serve the people them. And if you did get service, it would be nice even a few dollars.
Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Listen, there are places where you tip. There are places where you shouldn't have to tip, and don't fall for getting guilt tipped. Getting sucked into being being a guilt tipper.
Listen, it's the law of averages.
Right, let me just wrap it up with this, and this is the perfect little cherry on top of the tart here. In Maryland, Apple Store employees are now asking for tips from customers.
Dude,
what? Yes. You think I'm making this up?
Dude, that is somebody I would tip.
What?
You answer my phone question that I can't figure out. You're providing me a valuable service.
The phone is $1,400. You don't get tipped.
Listen,
no.
My $1,400 is not going to the guy at the Genius Bar.
Well, that's not my fault. You don't tip the person at the Genius Bar. All right, listen to this.
I lock my ass out of my email and they get me back into it. Hey, listen, man, here's $4. I appreciate you.
Come on, get out of here. All right. You're paying a premium for the product to get customer support. You shouldn't
service.
Have to. Exactly.
If I can't work my phone right, it's an expensive paperweight.
All right, I'll tell you what. You just tip everyone in sight.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you just walk around like Jiminy Christmas and just tip everybody?
I'll tell you what, Fezzer. Why don't you just pull into places where you're not even ordering anything and just tip them?
Yeah, just like to leave a tip.
Yeah.
You get a tip. You get a tip.
Everybody gets a tip. So listen to this. Staffers at Apple's Towson, Maryland location were the first to unionize when they formed the Coalition of Organized Retail Employees, CORE, last year in 2022. The labor union is in talks with Apple about a tipping system in which customers paying with a credit card would be prompted to tip 3%, 5%, or a custom tip amount, or none upon checkout. So now the Apple Store, at least in this Maryland location, might be putting a tip screen on? Come on. You thought I was making this up, Roxanne.
I did.
No.
What, you think we make stuff up around here, Roxanne?
Everything you hear on this show is 100% real and accurate.
We're providing a service. Should we get tips?
That's what I was
We should have
thinking.
a tip jar like on our website or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, a GoFundMe page.